From 2012 to 2022, it has been a decade of big changes for China. The country's GDP doubled in 10 years and its absolute poverty was eradicated. China acted rigorously on air pollution and scrapped its long-held one-child policy. I spoke to a few expats who have been living in China to find out what they think of the changes and how they have been affected. Let's hear what they have to say.
I think the biggest change we all noticed in here for the last over 10 years is the total digitalization of life. As after we got WeChat, the application we use in China for chatting with friends, and also we use this application to pay utilities, to enter public transport, to enter subway. Also now, since pandemic, we use it to show our health code everywhere on the entrance. We use it to order food, to order everything.
I think the change that I've witnessed, which would be a more general one, but every bit as impactful, are just the technological advances that we experience over here. So for example, now China's launched its first automated high-speed rail line, going from Beijing to some of the more northern cities around there, which I've ridden on, and which is just incredible. Going at 300 kilometers an hour without any driver is quite an experience.
Also, I noticed some, let's say, social changes. When I just arrived to China in 2009, everywhere in the world, people know that in China, only one kid per family usually allowed. But now, there are 3 kids allowed per family. I think it's a great progress.
So some of the largest changes I've experienced have been on the societal level. So for example, one thing I think about a lot are the environmental improvements that have happened since 2018. So when I first landed in Beijing, I had the unfortunate luck of landing during one of the worst bits of pollution the city had experienced for years. But since then, I've not experienced anything that was that bad. And I mean, now I live in Guangzhou, and every day the air quality is good. I don't think we've had one bad day of air quality this entire year, which is an amazing accomplishment. Just for the record, obviously Beijing's air pollution has improved remarkably as well during that short amount of time.
It's really impossible to avoid talking about the COVID crisis, which definitely changed in 3 years only the societies in the world and naturally in China. Chinese government spent a lot of efforts to safeguard the life of Chinese citizens as well as the foreign citizens living in China like me. By the establishment of strict rules, the objective is to restrict the spread of the virus. Again, I was really impressed by the national solidarity on all levels. I also have been very impressed by China's foreign policy, providing information exchange, medical supplies, doctors and more to the countries in Africa and somewhere else that were really in difficulty to ensure the health and security for their own citizens.
Pandemic emaciated China's small, medium-sized enterprises. So that is the real struggle that China has right now, and you can see that in the policies that have been developed. They're cutting taxes, fees, to make sure that these companies have money to continue. They cut rents where they could. They couldn't demand it of private landlords, but the public landlords, they actually did cut the rent in some cases.
A lot has indeed happened in China in the past decade. We have embraced the changes and faced up to the challenges. And for the next 10 years to come, we stand ready to greet it with more optimism and hope.